a celebration of freedom, culture, and legacy.
It's more than just that. Our people are supposed to be free. That's the power of it.
Remembering the pain in the past.
The slaves were traded and families were ripped apart.
While honoring our rich history and respecting the culture.
And it was meant to represent freedom, liberation, and pride.
It's the bloodshed that our ancestors that were enslaved, and that is a symbol of resilience, pride.
A growing movement for empowerment and education in New York City and across the country. The CBS News New York Juneteenth celebration starts right now.
The parade is just wrapping up here at Linden Park. Voices loud and proud to kick off the party at this celebration of history and culture. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to CBS News New York's Juneteenth celebration. I'm Alecia Reid here at Gershwin Park in East New York, Brooklyn, where the 15th annual Juneteenth Festival and celebration is underway. CBS 2 is a proud community partner of the nonprofit CBS 2 Juneteenth NYC, who is hosting the big event, and it's all about honoring our history. Juneteenth is also known as Freedom Day. It marks the day in 1865 when federal troops told enslaved people in Galveston, Texas, that they were freed. Although some communities have celebrated Juneteenth for more than 150 years, it was federally recognized only about 3 years ago when President Biden signed the bill into law on June 18, 2021. The theme of this year's celebration here in Brooklyn is Juneteenth Unveiled, understanding the journey from our roots. The festivities include live music, performances, food, a fashion show, and more. You can check out everything you need to know by scanning the QR code on your screen. Events continue until Juneteenth. Commemorations are also already underway ahead of the holiday on the 19th. In celebration of the day, city officials raised the Juneteenth flag in Bowling Green in early June. I spoke to attendees who explained the meaning behind the flag.
Ring with the harmonies.
For the second year in a row, the Juneteenth flag has been raised in the financial district.
This location where slaves were traded and families were ripped apart. It's also significant not only to raise the flag, but to do an acknowledgement of our ancestors on how we got here.
A reenactment of the moment on June 19, 1865.
Thenceforward and forever free.
Slaves in Galveston, Texas got word from soldiers they were free.
Without the Buffalo Soldiers, there would be no Juneteenth. They went into Galveston and let the folks know they were free. They were going to New Mexico, and the storm landed them in Galveston, and they went and freed our slaves.
The flag, a representation of that freedom. For some, Juneteenth hits close to home.
My grandmother is from the South, being a maiden down there. She used to be one of those who would pick cotton.
The Juneteenth flag should not be confused with the Pan-African American flag, with red, black, and green, also celebrated during Juneteenth.
Marcus Garvey created the flag 1920, and it was meant to represent freedom, liberation, and pride. We've been in this country over 400 years. It's all a part of our rich history.
A coalition of Juneteenth organizations from across the tri-state came together to celebrate Juneteenth, the Juneteenth flag, as well as the Pan-African American flag. Meanwhile, the Juneteenth New York City Coalition held a rally this month with a message, stand against systemic injustice. The organization is calling on elected officials to create policies that support and uplift Black communities.
New York City is a huge part of the conversation when it comes to reparations, and we want to make sure that's at the forefront. We want a New York City, New York State joint task force on reparations.
And these policies, they affect people's lives, and they affect people's, whether it's generational wealth or whether they even have an opportunity and to have a seat at the table.
The organization wants the city to support Black businesses by making the application process to run a business easier. Now, speaking of businesses, Juneteenth New York City is all about supporting Black entrepreneurs. There are several on showcase at the festival here today, including the founder of a swimwear line. Alecia Smith joins me now. Alecia? Hi, Alecia. Welcome.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much. Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
How are you celebrating this Juneteenth today?
Oh, I'm celebrating by my designs are in the fashion show.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm a vendor. I'm selling my swimwear. I'm Alecia Smith of Thick and Thin Swimwear. We're out here selling our swimwear and showing our designs on the models. The models work so hard. I can't wait to see them walk across the stage looking so beautiful. Everyone works so hard. I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be a part of this Juneteenth festival.
Yeah, absolutely. We are excited to see your designs. What are we talking about? All shapes and sizes? Are we talking about two pieces, one pieces?
All. Thick and Thin Swimwear is a swimwear brand made for women of all sizes, from thick to thin. Leave your body insecurities at home. We're no longer feeling insecure in our swimwear. We design swimwear to make every woman feel comfortable, sexy, fun, and young when you hit the beach, whether with your friends on vacation or your kids at the beach. We make styles to make every woman feel like her most sexiest self in a swimsuit.
I love it. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the show. Everyone follow me on Instagram, Thick, the letter N, Thin Swimwear. Bye. Have a great day.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you
so much. Still ahead on our Juneteenth celebration, we're looking at Black food and culture here in New York City. We take you to a West African restaurant honoring Juneteenth's history with red food. And before we head to break, we'll leave you with a Juneteenth fact. Juneteenth was recognized by the federal government nearly 3 years ago by President Biden, making it the 11th national holiday. Before that, the last one to be established was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. That was back in 1983. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the CBS News New York Juneteenth celebration. CBS 2 is a proud sponsor of Juneteenth New York City. The festival is celebrating Black-owned businesses with its restaurant crawl. CBS 2's Hannah Klieger takes us to a West African restaurant in Brooklyn Heights that's hoping to connect people with their roots.
It's a celebration of the vibrant flavors of West Africa.
It's super spicy, but it's definitely worth it because the flavors are just an explosion in your mouth.
Native Restaurant and Lounge just celebrated its first anniversary, a milestone for this Black and women-owned business.
I remember when I was coming up, where a lot of us first-generation kids here, we weren't so proud to say that we knew about our African culture or our background because we were teased a lot, you know. Now, fast forward 20+ years later, to watch a lot of African Americans embrace their African culture. They want to know where their roots come from with all these websites like Ancestry.com.
This year, the glittering establishment is participating in Juneteenth NYC's restaurant crawl in partnership with the Black Restaurant Coalition. A peek inside the kitchen is enough to see the symbolism displayed on the plate. The restaurant has some signature red dishes like jollof rice, a nod to the traditions to eat red food during the holiday.
It's the bloodshed, you know, that our ancestors that were enslaved. The color red, most West African countries have red in their flag, and that is a symbol of resilience, pride.
It's also an opportunity to use food to remember the pain of the past and start that important conversation to educate the youth. There's also a red hibiscus-flavored cocktail making its way to the menu.
When you think about hibiscus, that comes from West Africa, the Yoruba people and all of that, which is a tribe native to Nigeria.
It's owned and managed by daughters of immigrants from West Africa seeking to use their food to empower, educate, and remember. In Bushwick, Brooklyn, Hannah Klieger, CBS 2 News.
And the restaurant crawl is already underway. It kicked off Friday, June 14th, and continues until the big day, Wednesday, June 19th. It runs from 5 to 10 p.m. every night. And again, you can scan the QR code on your screen to get all the information on participating restaurants and times and all festival information. Did you know 97-year-old Opal Lee, often described as the grandmother of Juneteenth for her efforts in establishing Juneteenth as a national holiday? She was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom this year by President Biden. That's the country's highest civilian honor. Lee has also been nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize and has received 8 honorary doctorates. We're going to take a quick break and be right back with more of our Juneteenth celebration. The countdown to Juneteenth celebrations continues with freedom celebrations across the city. Juneteenth New York City is highlighting Black-owned restaurants in all of the boroughs. CBS 2's Jesse Mitchell covers Harlem and takes us inside 67 Orange Street.
Its subtle facade along Frederick Douglass welcomes those who know where to go, 67 Orange Street.
We go back to Almanac's Dance Hall, which was in 5 Points. Carl Franz Williams named it 67 Orange Street, which is the address.
Owner Carl Franz Williams' vision to open a spot steeped in the history of the Harlem Renaissance.
And just became this melting pot, curating cocktails of the time and curating a community. That's what we do here.
This Juneteenth, the Black-owned brands on the wall stand tall, evoking the feeling of freedom. I got a sneak peek as Harlem native mixologist Shane Smith stirred up something special for the holiday, a shandy with local Brown Girls brew, boasting notes of carrot cake.
It's not a priority for most. Therefore, it is my priority to highlight and push and build and uplift Black brands.
From twists on an old-fashioned to layered flavors and complex craft cocktails, Smith sets the vibe for his Harlem tribe, shaking up tradition in style. Jesse Mitchell, CBS 2 News.
Recruiter for Success Academy, LaFron Pierre, joins me now. LaFron, thank you for joining us. And so tell us about Success Academy.
So Success Academy is a free charter school that we have in 5 boroughs. We have locations in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and we also are planning on opening a K-12 campus in the Bronx as well. It's a free charter school. A little bit different than traditional DOE. The curriculum is a little bit more rigorous, and we give the children opportunities to grow and advance as well.
And this is grades?
K-12.
Okay. And so you here today at the Juneteenth celebration, are you just letting the community know, just spreading the word about Success Academy?
Yes, we're spreading the word. We actually were a participant last year as well.
Oh,
it was
nice.
a good turnout. We were just trying to reach out to the families in this area, especially in Brooklyn, because they have plans on making some new schools in this area as well.
And did you find that there was success last year?
Yes, there was. There was a lot of interest. Many individuals didn't even know what a charter school was, so it was a good opportunity to be here and explain that to those families.
What is it like for you being here at the Juneteenth celebration?
It's really special. This event brings out a big crowd. You can see like the togetherness here in this neighborhood, and it's needed, I could say.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for joining us, LaFron.
Thank you.
And we're going to take another quick break before coming back, and we'll leave you with more Juneteenth history. And as we mentioned earlier, enslaved people pumping Galveston, Texas, got word from soldiers that they were free on June 19, 1865. It was Union General Gordon Granger that officially declared the institution of slavery was dead. And Granger was actually a native New Yorker. He was born in Joy in Wayne County, New York. We'll be back in just 2 minutes with more from your Juneteenth celebration. Juneteenth New York City is highlighting culture and community. One of the participants in this year's restaurant crawl is a tavern that's bringing history to life in Queens. CBS 2's Elle McLogan takes us there.
To be part of the Juneteenth restaurant crawl, it's just an honor.
For Loycent Gordon, history is the foundation community is built upon. He was working as a New York City firefighter when he heard historic Near's Tavern was facing closure. He jumped in to help save it.
One thing I want to show you is the oldest recorded picture we have of this building, 1898. So if you look around, this is some of the Near family.
And now it's a part of Gordon's family. His son Evan particularly likes the French fries.
It's very tasty, the food.
At Near's, the old wood floors slope and creak.
Everybody always say everything kind of levels out the more you drink. So we encourage people when they come here to have a couple. Molasses, apple cider vinegar, honey. Incredible cocktail called the Haymaker's Punch. It was the preferred beverage of early American farmers. And guess what? I added a little Jamaican rum in there because I'm Jamaican.
Near's is believed to have first opened more than 3 decades before June 19th, 1865, when enslaved people were declared free in the aftermath of the Civil War. For Gordon, commemorating Juneteenth is an opportunity to celebrate Black entrepreneurs of all backgrounds and welcome new faces around his mahogany bar.
I imagine all the stories and secrets shared around this bar over hundreds of years.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories about ghosts being here. So you think the seat is empty, you might be sitting with someone's ancestor.
Gordon says Near's is held up by community, enriched by diversity and creating new memories as a legacy continues. In Woodhaven, I'm Elle McLogan, CBS 2 News.
And again, you can scan the QR code on your screen to get all the information on participating restaurants and times at this year's restaurant crawl, plus all festival information. We have Jasmine Jones that's joining us now from Jazz It Up Studios. How are you doing, Jasmine?
I'm feeling great.
Welcome to the Juneteenth celebration.
Thank you so much.
And how are you feeling? It's a lot of fun. The energy's here.
I feel blessed. I'm excited. We're back this year for the first time, so it's a blessing.
After COVID, right?
Yes.
COVID shut you down for a little bit.
It did for 3 years.
Yeah. And so the girls are here. They're ready to dance for us.
Yeah.
All right, let's see it. Come on over, girls. You guys look amazing. So they're going to give us a little something. Jasmine's going to get them started. She's getting the music ready. This is Jazz It Up Studios, guys. Ready, and all. I keep going. That is Jazz It Up Studios, guys, and there's a lot more where that came from here today. We're celebrating culture, we're celebrating music, we're celebrating history, and people are here. We have vendors, food, sports clinic, there's a fashion show that's happening today, and so we'll be here, and it'll be here all day till 6 o'clock. Come on out, because CBS will be here celebrating as well. We had the parade that came down Pennsylvania Avenue earlier today with people celebrating, beating drums, dancing, stepping, all of the things, and we're just getting started. So thank you again for joining us. Please tune in, come on out, come and join with us. Know that the CBS News New York Juneteenth celebration will be here. Come on out and celebrate with us. That is the latest here from Linden Park, also known as Gershwin Park. Thanks for joining us.